Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to GSTZen's webinar. We have CA Jagdish with us. He will take over. So you can start, sir.
Yes. Uh, yeah, good afternoon, all. And let me share my screen. Yes. Hope my screen is visible to you all. Okay. So in today's session, yeah, and yeah. Okay. In today's session, I'm going to discuss about the legal provisions of the e-way bill. First, we will discuss about the legal provisions, and after that, our colleagues Akila and Manisha will take you through how GSTZen can be helpful in complying with the e-way bill related provisions. First, so this is the agenda of the today's session. First, I will discuss about the legal provisions and what are the implications of non-compliance and what is the fines, penalties, and then, if the time permits, we'll take up the Q&A session. So, coming to the starts with the section 68. Section 68 is the basic enabling section. It's a basic enabling section provided in the GST Act, CGST Act, which prescribe the what are all the documents required to be carried by the in charge of the conveyance. So this is a basic enabling section for inspection of the goods in the moment, and also it has given power. It has given yes, it has given power to verify those documents and also inspect interception of the conveyance. So only this has provided in the act, remaining all procedure related things all are provided in the GST rules. So first we have a broad overview of rules. What are all the provisions provided in the rules with respect to the e-way bill? First starts with the rule 138. Rule 138. E-way bill generation. What are all the information needs to be provided for generation of the e-way bill and who needs to generate the e-way bill? All that has provided in the rule 138. And next to that, rule 138A. What are all the documents needs to be carried by the in charge of the conveyance? That has provided in the rule 138A. And coming to the rule 138B, verification of the documents. This rule prescribes the procedure how officer can verify the documents which are carried by the in charge of the conveyance. Coming to the rule 138C, it provides the procedure for inspection and verification of the goods. And rule 138D, upload information of the vehicle detention. Okay, this is the facility given to the transporter in case of vehicle has detained for more than 30 minutes. So that we'll discuss in detail in the later slides. And coming to the rule 138E, this is with regard to the restriction of generation of e-way bill, that is blocking or unblocking of e-way bill. And next, and then this is the latest change. I mean, this was introduced in the year 2022. That is the rule 138F, requirement of generation of e-way bill in case of movement of gold and jewelry. So this is the broad overview of the rules with respect to the e-way bill as provided in the CGST rules. So moving to the first C, applicability of the e-way bill. So in this rule, who needs to generate the e-way bill? When e-way bill has to be generated, in what instances e-way bill has to be generated? For all those questions, answer has provided in the rule 138.1. So if you see the rule 138 sub rule 1, every registered person who causes movement of the goods and whose consignment value is more than 50,000, whether the movement is for supply or other than supply and the inward supply, needs to be generated the e-way bill. So what it is saying, every registered person who causes movement of the goods exceeding 50,000, in that case e-way bill has to be generated. So only for the when e-way bill has to be generated, when there is a movement of the goods. In that case, EVA bill has to be generated. If you see the consignment value, how to arrive this consignment value, this 50,000. What are all the inclusions? What are all the exclusions? Now we'll see. So whether taxes has to be included in that 50,000? The answer is yes. Let's say if the taxable value is 48,000, and after including taxes, if its value is becoming more than 50,000, in that case, yes, the EVA bill has to be generated. And it excludes the value of exempted supply of goods. Let's say if you are supplying, if you have supply both taxable and exempted goods. Let's take a small example. You are supplying rice more than 26 kg, which is exempted. Along with the rice, you are also selling sugar, which is taxable. So rice value is let's say 40,000, and sugar value, which is taxable product, let's say 10,000 plus GST is 11,800. So if you clubbed both the things, it is exceeding 50,000 consignment value, but you have to exclude the exempt supply of goods in that. Okay, so out of 51,800, you reduce that 40,000, which is coming around 11,800, right? In that case, EVA bill is not required to be generated, because in that consignment value, we have to reduce the exempt supply, but we have to include the taxes. Okay, hope it is clear. And so if the consignment value is more than 50,000, we have to generate the EVA bill. Okay. However, there are some exceptions. Even the consignment value is less than 50,000, we need to generate the EVA bill. We'll see what are all those cases in which even the consignment value is less than 50,000, we need to generate the EVA bill. In case of job work, if in case of principal is located in one state and agent is located in the other state, in that case, EVA bill is required to be generated even if the consignment value is less than 50,000. And similar the case with handicraft goods. Even if you supply handicraft goods whose value is less than 50,000, even in that case, you need to generate the EVA bill. So what are all the handicraft goods has provided in the notification number 32/2017. We'll see in the next slide what are all those goods. And in other cases, the same. If consignment value is more than 50,000, only in that case, you need to generate the EVA bill. So these are all the handicraft goods which are notified in the notification number 32/2017. If you see here, leather articles, car wood products, wood turning and aquaware. So I'm not going into all these products. Anyway, we'll share this PPT to you all. You can check whether your products are falling under this or not. So in all these cases, you need to generate the EVA bill even if the value is less than 50,000. Okay, here. And coming to the rule 138 sub rule 4, EVA bill number. So upon generation of the EVA bill on the common portal, a unique EVA bill number will be generated. It will be available to the supplier as well as the recipient and the transporter. So when EVA bill is set to be generated, only if we have filled the both part A and part B. So EVA bill is divided into two parts, part A and part B. Part A consists of the basic details of concerner or the consignee who is generating the EVA bill, and part B about the transported details we need to fill up. So there is a procedure to this sub-rule 4. What it says, part B may not be updated up to a distance of 50 km within the state or union territory from the place of business to the transporter. So if your place of business for further transportation up to the transporter place, if the distance is less than 50 km, then you no need to generate part B. However, you need to generate the EVA bill and need to fill the details in the part A, but there is an exemption for filling the details in the part B. The transported details are not required to be filled in the part B. So based upon your part A filled EVA bill, you can move your goods from your place to the transporter. Okay. So this is the exemption has provided in the sub rule 4 of rule 138. So now coming to the next, goods transfer from one conveyance to another. So this may be a case of if the vehicle got broke down, or you are carrying that consignment in a big truck, but that's a guard road, which the big trucks cannot go in that road. In that case, you need to move those goods into the small vehicles to pass that road. In that case, you can update the details in the part B of the form EWB01. So when you need to update that part B before such transfer and further movement of the goods. Okay. So then you can update part B any number of times until the goods reaches its final destination. So this is how you can transfer the goods from one conveyance to the other conveyance by updating the details in the part B of e-way bill. So coming to the liability of the transporter to generate e-way bill. Who can generate the e-way bill? Supplier can generate the e-way bill, the recipient can generate the e-way bill, and also transporter can generate the e-way bill, right? So in what cases transporter is liable to generate the e-way bill? Consigner has not now we'll see. The consigner has not generated the e-way bill, nor the consignee has also not generated the e-way bill, but the consignment value is more than 50,000. In that case, the transporter has to generate the e-way bill on the basis of the invoice or bill of supply or delivery challenge. He has to generate the e-way bill, or he has an option to generate the consolidated e-way bill in the form EWB 02. So in this case, transporter has to generate the e-way bill. So, sorry. Yes, cancellation and acceptance of the e-way bill. This has been provided in the sub rule 9 of rule 138. So when can we cancel the e-way bill? So e-way bill, when e-way bill set to be generated, just before we discuss that, only when the part B is also filled, then only e-way bill is set to be generated. So when if I want to cancel my e-way bill, I can cancel only within the 24 hours from the time of generation. After that, I cannot cancel. And also, if within that 24 hours my e-way bill has been verified by any officer, in that case e-way bill cannot be cancelled. So you have a time up to 24 hours. That 24 hours can be will be reduced if my e-way bill is intercepted by any officer, verified by any officer before that 24 hours. In that case, after that I cannot cancel my e-way bill. So coming to the acceptance of e-way bill. So details of e-way bill generated shall be made available to the supplier or the recipient. To the counterparties, it will be available, right? So the other party will have an option to accept or reject up to the 72 hours from the time of generation of the e-way bill. So if you see here, even after 72 hours, if the other party has not taken any action on that, then it will be deemed to be accepted. Okay. So if you see here, details of deemed to be accepted, if acceptance or rejection not communicated within 72 hours of the details being made available to him on the common portal. So you have generated e-way bill. Okay, I'm a supplier. Let's say I'm a supplier. I have generated my e-way bill, but I realized after 24 hours that I have that goods has not moved due to some other reasons. In that case, I want to cancel my e-way bill. Here I have generated e-way bill. I cannot cancel after 24 hours. 24 hours time have got allowed. In that case, I request my recipient to cancel that e-way bill because he will have a time up to the 72 hours to accept or reject it. So I will request my recipient to cancel that e-way bill which is raised on him. Okay, this is how he can you can cancel e-way bill if the time exceeds 24 hours. So now coming to the validity. So how long the e-way bill generated will be valid? Now we'll see. In case of normal dimensional cargo, I mean other than over dimensional cargo, I mean normal trucks, not the oversized trucks, normal ordinary trucks. In that case, up to 200 kilometers, validity will be 1 day. For every 200 kilometers or part thereafter 1 additional day will be given. That means if the from to address, if the distance is, let's say, 250 kilometers, in that case the validity of the e-way bill will be 2 days. Okay, 200 or part thereof, 200 plus 50, you will get an 2 days time period. In case of over dimensional cargo, that means you can see the big trucks carrying big equipments. It will take more time to travel the destination. For that reason, in that case, the validity will be up to 20 kilometer one day, and for every 20 kilometer or part thereof, one additional day will be given. Okay, so normal truck driver has to drive for 200 kilometers daily. Okay, it's clear. So here, this this distance from address to address will be computed automatically by the e-waybill portal itself. Yeah. So the distance from and to address will be computed automatically by the e-waybill portal itself. So by giving the pin code, system will compute the distance. So you can revise upward or downward up to 10%. Let's say in our case, the distance from and to is 250 kilometers. You can add 25 to that. So you will get a 275. It will be useful in case if you got 180 kilometers as an from and to address. In that case, you will get the validity for the e-waybill as only 1 day. So that 190 you can add plus 19. Okay, so you can made it to the 209. So by changing that, you will get a validity of the 2 days. Okay, so this is you can extend the validity of this. So whether this is the normal validity, can I extend this validity? Yes, the answer is yes. You can extend the validity within 8 hours from the time of its expiry. So when my waybill will get expired, let's say I got an validity of the 1 day. Now the time is 3 p.m. Now I have generated an e-waybill. What is the validity? So tomorrow 3 p.m. it is supposed to be expired, but every waybill will be expired in the midnight. That means tomorrow at 12 a.m. in the night, in the midnight, it will get expired. Okay, so within 8 hours from 12 a.m. that is from the from 12 a.m. within 8 hours from that expiry time, I need to extend the validity. So before 8 hours or after 8 hours, that is 4 p.m. from tomorrow evening or day after tomorrow before 8 a.m. I can extend the validity of my e-waybill. So yes, so there are some cases for which e-waybill is not required. So transportation by non-motorized conveyance. That means if you when e-waybill has to be generated in case of movement of the goods. So if you cause movement of the goods by non-motorized conveyance, that means you have transported goods by way of rickshaw or bullock cart. In that case, you no need to generate the e-waybill. So that's the case. In that case, you no need to generate e-waybill. And transportation of goods from the port or airport or airport complex to the CFS or ICD. I mean inland container depot or container freight station. In that case, e-waybill is not required to be generated. In respect of movement of the goods within such areas as are notified under Rule 138 sub Rule 14. That we'll discuss in what are all the goods in which cases e-waybill is not required to be generated, and where goods being transported are specified in the schedule notification number 2/2017. That means if you have moving exempted goods, if you are calling movement of the goods which are exempted by way of notification 2/2017, in that case you no need to generate e-waybill. And transport of alcoholic liquor for human consumption, petroleum crude, HSD, all these are out of the purview of the GST. That's the reason for movement of these goods there is no requirement of generation of e-waybill. And transportation of Schedule 3, that is non-GST supplies. And cases where the goods are being transported under customs supervision, bond or seal. That means custom bonded warehouse to warehouse transfer. In that case, you no need to generate any e-waybill. And where the consigner of the goods is the central government or the state government or local authority for transportation of goods by rail. In that case, also you no need to require e-waybill. And transportation of empty cargo containers. for that reason also, you no need to generate any e-way. So cases for which e-way is not required. So all these are the goods. Though the consignment value is more than 50,000, you no need to generate the e-way. Earlier, before 2022, you no need to generate e-way for jewelry or gold. But after August 2022 onwards, you need to generate the e-way for the jewelry also. So new rule 138F has been inserted. And post to that, we need to generate the e-way even if we move the gold also. So in all these cases and for all these goods, you no need to generate any e-way even if all the conditions which are provided in the rule 130F1 has satisfied. So what are all the documents which are need to be carried by the in charge of the conveyance, driver of the conveyance? So the person in charge shall carry the invoice or bill of supply or delivery challan on the basis of which e-way bill has generated. Along with this, you have to carry the e-way bill also. So what rule 188B says, the procedure for verification of documents and conveyance. Who can verify the documents? So the commissioner or an officer empowered by him in this behalf may authorize the officer can intercept the conveyance and verify the e-way bill in physical or electronic form. Both the forms are valid. Even if you carry your e-way bill in the soft copy, even that also valid document. So coming to the rule 138C and 138D, procedure for inspection and verification of goods and vehicle detention. So yes. So after verification, officer has to upload the report within 24 hours in the form EWP03, and final report has to be uploaded within the 3 days of inspection. And post to that, physical verification can be done only once during the transit. So if you start from the Bangalore and moving to the Mumbai, if any officer has intercepted your vehicle in the middle of your journey, so after that, no officer can verify your vehicle unless he has to he has to prove that there is some malfeasance intent is there, or any specific information or tax evidence has not been obtained, and vehicle intercepted and detained for 30 minutes. So in the first slide we discussed about this. So there is an option for the transporter also, where the vehicle has retained for more than 30 minutes. In that case, transporter can communicate, can report in the portal by way of form EW04, stating that his vehicle was detained for more than 30 minutes. So in the law, it has provided that no vehicle has to be detained for more than 30 minutes. So this is a facility given to the transporter to report such instances. So coming to the rule 138F, this was inserted with effective from 2022. Earlier that there is no requirement for transport for generation of e-way bill for movement of gold. So we'll see the applicability. So only for intra-state supply, that is movement within the state only, e-way bill has to be generated. What is the threshold limit? Normally we have to generate the e-way bill if the consignment value exceeds 50,000, right? But the option has given to the states the consignment value can be notified by each state as like itself, but subject to the condition that value should not be less than 2 lakh. That means the condition of consignment value should start from 2 lakh. It should not be less than 2 lakh. So e-way bill for gold is available as a separate option in the main menu, not like the general way bill. There is a separate option in the portal to generate the e-way bill for this. And for generating the e-way bill for gold, it is mandatory that all the items must belong to HSN chapter 71 only. Okay, clear? Only in that case, this rule 188F will be applicable. Otherwise, normal, regular provisions, e-way bill provisions will apply. Let's take an example of watch, Titan gold watch is there. Along with the chapter 71, in that let's say that the chain of that watch is manufactured with the gold and remaining is all the silver or other metal. In that case, it contains not only the chapter 71, other chapter goods are also there in that invoice. In that case, this rule 138F will not be applied. So in that case, the consignment value normal 50,000 has to be considered, and we have to follow the normal e-waybill provisions. Even the cancellation rejection of e-waybill can be done like as a normal e-waybill provisions. So what is the procedure followed by intercepting officer? I'm not going into all these procedural things. These are all what are all the forms that needs to be uploaded after interception of vehicle by the officer, and all that things have been provided in this. So I will try to summarize what we have discussed till now. So one consignment, one document, one e-waybill. That means you cannot generate multiple e-waybills for the single invoice. Okay. Similarly, for the single invoice, you cannot generate the multiple e-waybills. Clear? So for each invoice, you have to generate a separate e-waybill. Okay. So if you see here, multiple documents, I mean either invoice or the delivery challan, multiple documents cannot be clubbed to generate the one e-waybill. There are multiple invoices. You have to generate the multiple e-waybills. You cannot club all the invoice and generate the one e-waybill. And also the multiple documents, one e-waybill, not possible. Similar to case sheet, there are multiple invoice, no single e-waybill cannot be generated. This is the vice versa case with the first one. One invoice, multiple consignments with multiple challans, multiple e-waybills has to be generated. How can we generate the multiple e-waybills? Let's say I have sold the 50 metric tons of coal. I cannot ship those goods in the single consignment. I need to transport the stock, the coal in 10 different vehicles. I mean, each vehicle having a capacity of the 5 tons. 5 tons into the 10 vehicles, total 50 tons I can transfer. In that case, what I can do, in that case, for the first 9 trucks, I will move based on the delivery challan. For the last consignment, 10th truck, I will move based on the invoice and based on the original invoice. So this was clarified by the CBIC by way of FAQ also. So in case of multiple consignment by a single invoice, you need to move the goods based upon the delivery challans. So no way the e-waybill can be edited or amended. Yes, it can be. Only you can cancel the e-waybill. There will be no option to edit the e-waybill. So validity of e-waybill starts from the time of the first entry of the part B. So only when you have filled the part B, then only it's set to be generated. So even that your time ticking will start only after filling of the part B details, not from the time of generation of the e-waybill. Okay. So transportation details can be updated any number of times till the goods reaches a destination within the validity period. So the part B, what it is saying is you can update part B as many as times as long as the within the validity period. So now coming to the penalty of e-waybills. So when the penalty will be levied in case of non-compliance with the provisions of the e-waybill. So there are 2 types of penalties. One is specific penalty and general penalty. And specific penalties are provided in section 129. That's the primary section, and also in the section 130 read with section 122 and minor penalty. And general penalty, of course, section 125 nowhere states, then will fall on the section 125. Now we'll see the what is the specific penalty for non-compliance of e-waybill provisions. So before going into the penalties, we will understand what is meant by detention, seizure, and release. So nowhere in the Act definition for detention, seizure, or confiscation are provided, but in trade parlance, we'll understand what is meant by the detention, seizure, and confiscation. What is meant by detention? Detention means possession will be with you only, but you don't have an access, you don't have an ownership title on those products. So detention means barring the right of access to the owner of the products by order is referred to as a detention. In this case, goods are with you only, but you cannot access to those goods. Now coming to the seizure. Seizure is the process of taking possession of the goods against the wish of the owner. In this case, possession will be taken. It will not with you. It's the process which comes before the confiscation of goods. Now coming to the confiscation. Confiscation means what? It is a procedure in which the seized articles are sold or disposed of by the order. So in the first case, you will have the possession, but you don't have the right to access to it. In the second case, both the possession and the title of the goods will not be with you. And then the confiscation is the procedure in which seized articles are sold and disposed of by order. Now coming to the section 129, detention. So here again, situation is divided into two parts. One, with the owner of the goods comes forward for payment. In that case, the penalty will be 200% of tax. Okay. So I'm not going into the previous one before 2022. So in case of taxable goods, penalty would be 200% of the tax. In case of exempted goods, 2% of value of the goods are 25,000 or less. Just before we discussed that for exempted goods, there is no requirement to generate the payable. But here, what section 129 is providing that for exempted goods, the penalty will be 2% of the value of the goods. So, yes, there is no requirement to generate the payable for transportation of the exempted goods. But if you see the rule 55, in rule 55, it is saying that while transportation of the goods, you need to carry the payable bill of supply. Bill of supply needs to be carried along with the goods. If you have not carried the goods, then this penalty will be imposed. So, what is the penalty for transportation of exempted goods without carrying the required documents as specified in Rule 55? 2% of value of the goods or 25,000, whichever is less. So, and there may be another situation where the owner of the goods does not come forward for the payment. He has not claimed the goods and he has not acknowledged that he will make the payment for that goods. In that case, penalty will be 50% of value of the goods. This 50% is under CGST, and under SGST another 50%. That means 100% of value of the goods will be your penalty, or 200% of the tax, whichever is higher needs to be paid. Okay, and for exempted goods, 5% of the value of the goods or 25,000, whichever is less. Clear? Now coming to the confiscation, which is provided under section 130. When this one, section 130 will be applicable where any person supplies or receive any goods in contravention of provisions of this act with an intention to avoid the payment of the tax. In that case, section 130 will be applicable. And also, so in that case, if there is an intent to avoid the tax, the penalty will be, the fine and penalty will be levied. Fine shall not be less than market value of the goods as reduced by the tax charged thereon, and penalty will be levied under section 122. So aggregate of fine and penalty will always be more than your penalty equal to 100% of the tax payable. So when this section 129 and 130 will be levied, so where any person transport of any goods or store any goods while they are in transit in contravention of provisions of the act. That means under section 129, there is no intention to avoid any tax. If I have any intent to avoid payment of the tax, then section 130 will be imposed. Otherwise, section 129 will be imposed. So that's the prime difference between 139 and 130. And onus of proving that there is an intent to avoid tax will be on the officer only. So penalty of rupees 1,000. What is this penalty 1,000? We'll see. So CBIC has issued circular in the year 2018, circular number 64. It has come up with the 6 situations where the department will consider these mistakes or breaches as a minor mistakes only. So penalty will be levied only the 500 CGST, 500 SGST under section 125. That is the under general penalty. They will for these minor mistakes, they will not impose penalty under section 129 or 130. Now we'll see what are all those minor mistakes. So now the first situation, spelling mistakes in the name of the consigner or the consignee, but the GSTN wherever applicable is correct. You have mentioned the GSTN correct, but there is a spelling mistake in the name of the consigner or the consignee. In that case, okay, it's a minor mistake. The penalty will be 1,000 only in this case. Error in the PIN code. There is a error in the PIN code, but this should not have an effect of increasing the validity period of the EWA bill. Okay. Let's say if you are sending the goods from Bangalore to Hyderabad, in that case, validity of the EWA bill, let's say around 3 days, you have wrongly mentioned the PIN code, some other PIN code, some other area PIN code, but the validity of the EWA bill will not get increased. In that case, okay, this will be considered as a minor breach only. And other than the address of the consignee to the extent that locality and other details of the consignee are correct. There is a minor error in the address and remaining all details are correct. Even in this case, this will be considered as a minor mistake. Error in 1 or 2 digits of the document number, that means invoice number or delivery challan. There is a mistakes in 1 or 2 digits in the EWA bill. Even in that case, it will be treated as a minor mistake. Error in 4. Usually we need to follow the 6-digit HSN in the invoice or EWA bill, but we have mentioned only 4 digits. In that case, it will be treated as a minor mistake only. And error in 1 or 2 digit character of the vehicle number. Instead of 1234, you have mentioned the 1243. In that case also, it will be treated as a minor mistake. So general penalty, obviously, if your case doesn't fall under any of the penalty, the general penalty will be imposed subject to maximum 25,000 each CGST and 25,000 SGST. That's the maximum penalty. 50,000 can be imposed, for which no penalty is separately provided under this act. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, if you have any doubts, you can post it in the chat bar. More questions in the chat also. Otherwise, we'll hand it over to Akila and Manisha. They will take you through the GSTZen, how to complete the variable provisions using the GSTZen.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So I'll be just sharing my screen quickly. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Can you please? Yeah, thank you. So hi, a very good afternoon, everybody. So today I will be demonstrating you that how you can generate eBay bill through GSTZen. Like in GSTZen, we have multiple ways using which you can generate the eBay bill. To start with, like when you create an account or sign up with GSTZen, so this will be the dashboard where you can see all the GST numbers, whatever you will add. To add further GST numbers, we have a tab here, add new GST, and wherein you can add one GST number in one go, or if you want to add like multiple GST numbers in one go, you can use this option to add multiple GST numbers in one go and click this add to account button. It will show all the GST numbers on your screen with the minor details. Like if you want to create the invoice or see the notice, sales register, view invoices, and it is giving you the return filing status. Few more options we have on the dashboard, that is manage multiple GST, and wherein you can import your sales register and purchase register for multiple GST number or at PAN level in one go. This autopilot feature facilitates you to work on multiple GST numbers in one go, whether to fetch any of the data from the government portal to GSTZen or to file the return like GSTR1. This notice tab helps you to manage all your notices under one screen for multiple GST numbers. So these are the few features which you can sign up and explore in GSTZen. Moving forward, to e-way bill, I will be this. We have a searching bar. So here I'll search one of the GST number. And when I select on this GST number, it will take me to the next screen where we have the major options of our software, that is downloading report, reconciliation, file GST return. Under download a report option, we have consolidated report, GSTR1 report, 2A, 2B, 3B, consolidated compliance reports. So all these reports are available on the monthly as well as yearly basis. For this reconciliation, we have purchase register versus 2A, purchase register versus 2B, sales register versus GSTR1, sales register versus GSTR1 e-invoices. For this return filing, we have GSTR1, 1A, 3B, and annual returns 9 and 9C. Moving to the e-way bill, on the right-hand side of your screen, you will see the options as notice management, IMS, sales register, purchase register, e-invoice, and e-way bill. So once I click on this e-way bill option, it will take me to the screen where I can see all the options to generate the e-way bill. And for the same, we have this bulk create e-way bill, wherein you can import or add all your e-way bill data in an Excel sheet, either the template provided by us or the template of your own. And you can have this download e-way bill template, which is an offline utility. You can keep this Excel thing in your system and generate this e-invoice, generate this e-way bill. So talking about this bulk create e-way bill. So here we have an option like you can download the template what we are providing, or you can upload a template of your own. So I'll just quickly download one template for the convenience and to show that how it looks. This is a template which will have all the columns of the e-way bill, which is mandatory and required to generate an e-way bill. For the convenience, I have already created like the data to upload and show that how it works. So I'll just go back to the screen. Once you download the template, here we have an option where you can upload. You can just simply drag and drop, or you can choose. So here it is importing, and it will show you the status that's 100%, and click on this process Excel file. So it will take you to the next screen. As I mentioned that you can use our template as well as your template. So here it is showing that all these columns are not mapped. So once you click on this auto map field, it will map all your columns of our template automatically. You just have to take a view that what all is not mapped, and it will automatically highlight you in red that this particular column is not mapped. You can simply search and map the particular column. So that's how it is. Here it is again showing me that it's not mapped. I have mapped all the columns, and I will continue to review. Before this, I would just like to mention that soon we are going to launch this AI assisted mapping tab, wherein which will help you with your template. Like let's suppose you are importing your own template, you do not want to use our template. So this particular tab will help you to map your Excel columns with our this mapping, and you can just simply check and move. Like I'll just click on continue to review. It will take me to the next screen where I can actually review it. Here we have an expand tab where we can see that it has only one line item. So it is giving me the details of that line item. Here you can see it has two line items. So once I click on this expand tab, it will show me both the two line items. So that's how you can review it. Also, we have a preview button here, by clicking on which you can see that whether all the details are coming exactly the way you want it in the PDF. And once you are satisfied it, you can click on this back button, go to this previous screen, and click on this generate 3 e-way bill with 4 line items. So this will give you the complete statement that you are generating the 3 e-way bills. So here it is giving you this status as success. With a fraction of seconds, you can generate multiple e-way bills through this Excel utility. So also you can click on this PDF tab and it will show you the PDF somewhat like this. So this is how you will get the QR code, and it will show you when it was generated, the e-bill. So this is the exact way you will get this e-bill generated through this bulk utility. Moving back to the previous screen where I was talking about the other feature as well. So this is what I have explained just now is the bulk create e-bill. Now moving to this download e-bill template. So this is an offline utility. So that's how this template shows, like it gives you the multiple sheets for your convenience. You're not required to come to GSTZen and upload this. You can directly work on this particular sheet where we have this dashboard where you can see that all the counts of successfully generated, if there is any error, or if you are successfully cancelled, error in cancelling. So it will give you all the count in a summarized form in the first sheet with the name dashboard. This master data is the sheet which will help you to fill all your e-bill details on the third sheet. So this is the main sheet where you will be doing all your e-bill generation working. And before this, you have to log into GSTZen, but not exactly going to that www.gstzen.in, but you can just log in through this Excel itself. So you will see another tab enabled here, that is GSTZen. You will go to this tab, log into GSTZen. So you need to provide here your GSTZen login credentials, and it will log you in directly from here. You're not required to go online and generate e-bill. So you can just generate the e-bill through this offline Excel utility. So here, once I provide the login credentials, it will give me the status as login successfully. I have provided all the details here to generate the e-bill, and of course, through this offline Excel utility, you can also generate the like bulk e-bills in one go. I have provided here three e-bill details with this two e-bills with single line item and one e-bill with two line item. Once I have provided all the necessary details in this particular generate e-bill sheet, I will go to this generate e-bill tab and hit this button. As soon as I hit, it will give me this upload successfully, and if there is any error, it will give me all the details here on the screen itself. So here you can see, once I done with that, it is giving me that there was some error while generating. So I'll just go to that particular sheet by clicking on that name, and it will give me that the distance between this particular pin code are not available in the system. So I can just go back to this generate sheet and make the distance available. Like here, I have provided the distance as 0, but it does not calculate because the pin code of buyer and seller are the same, because of which it is not calculated. I will just correct it and again click on this generate e-bill tab, and it will give me the successful result, and I can go just on this sheet to see what all is successfully generated. And on this sheet, you will get all the information what you are required after generation of an e-bill. Talking about the more options and more sheets, moving to the next sheet, that is error in generating. In this sheet only, I just saw that what all error I made while creating an e-invoice. Cancel e-bill will give you the status, like whether it is the e-bill is cancelled and what is the major reason for the cancellation and whatever remark you have provided. The cancel successfully cancelled sheet will give you the details of what all is successfully cancelled. We have another sheet that is an important sheet that names with the name sales register. So it will give you the all the e-bill which you tried to generate, whether it's successfully generated or not generated, but it will give you the it will give you the everything here. Okay, moving to the for the convenience to toggle between these sheets, we have provided it separately at the top. For your convenience, you can just go directly to dashboard by clicking on here, select generate e-bill, cancel e-bill, sales register. So you can use these tabs for the convenience, and that's how, like, using this offline utility, again you can generate the bulk e-bill in one go without logging in or going directly, like without logging in and without going on the GSTZen platform. You can just keep this Excel in your system, and whenever you want to generate, you just need to log into the GSTZen through this tab itself and generate the e-way bill. So that's how these are the two main options using which you can generate while using an Excel. Moving to the third option, that is what we provide is the APIs. Like there, if you are a developer or you have an ERP where you want to generate the e-way bill through APIs, so you can use the GSTZen APIs to generate, to cancel, to extend, update, and to get e-way bill APIs. You can directly attach in your ERP and use. To give you an example, here I'll be generating one of the e-way bill wherein I have provided all the details of the standalone e-way bill to generate. This would be my URL to generate. As soon as I hit the send button, it will give me the details of all the like e-way bill. Okay, I'll just change it. Maybe it gave me an error. This particular e-way bill with this document number is already generated. As soon as I just change the document number, it will give me the details like this. Like the e-way bill is generated. This is the distance. This will be the URL, PDF URL, QR code URL. So you can integrate this response in your ERP, and you can use GSTZen APIs. Similarly, we have an API for cancellation of an e-way bill. You can use our get e-way bill just in case. Let's suppose I want to check the details for this e-way bill. So this is my e-way bill number, and I want to know I just have this e-way bill number, and I want to know the details of this particular e-way bill number. So I'll just simply use the get e-way bill number, get e-way bill API provided by GSTZen, where I can just use this e-way bill number and search for the details of this particular e-way bill. So that's how you will get the response that for this particular e-way bill number, these are the details which you have passed. Similarly, you can use this extend e-way bill, update part B, and update transporter. So you can use all these APIs related to e-way bill. To find the details of this, we have this section here with the name API docs. You can just simply go under this section. We have this e-way bill API doc. Before moving to this, you can also check all the APIs provided by GSTZen under the same screen. Moving to this e-way bill API, you can search all the necessary information to check for this e-way bill APIs under the screen. Moving back to our e-invoice itself. So before I move further, I just would like to mention that whatever e-way bills I have generated through all these three things, like bulk Excel utility, offline Excel utility, or this API, whatever e-way bills I have generated, you can see all these e-way bills are here under this e-way bill section. So it will all be stored in the GSTZen database itself. Now, there is another way where, like how you generate the e-way bill is that there are some times where you want to generate an e-way bill for an e-invoice where you have already generated an e-invoice, but later you realize that you want to generate the e-way bill as well. So you can also do the same through GSTZen. So you can just go to this sales register. So this is a separate screen. When I was explaining you about that main dashboard thing, no, I mentioned about this sales register thing. So you can simply search for this for any of the invoice number for which you have already generated. So let's suppose I am searching for this document number for which I have generated the invoice, but I might not have generated the e-way bill. So this is my descriptive page of this invoice, and here I have it to generate the e-way bill. Once I click on it, you can just provide the necessary information and click on this generate e-way bill, and all the information will be used, and it will create the e-way bill. So that's how these are the few options which are available in GSTZen. Just to summarize it again, you can generate an e-way bill through our APIs. You can generate the e-way bill through bulk Excel utility, wherein you need to come in GSTZen, upload the Excel and generate. There is a third utility with the name offline Excel utility wherein you can download the template, keep it in your system, and generate the e-way bill whenever you are required. The fourth one is that where an e-invoice is already generated and you want to generate the e-way bill afterwards. So using GSTZen, you can access all these features. You can just sign up and check what all features are like, what all features can help you to make your compliance simpler and better. So before I end, I would just talk about like a minute about the GSTZen. So I'll just quickly, before we wrap, I will just quickly summarize what GSTZen is. So since 2017, GSTZen has been helping businesses across India, making GST compliance simple, accurate, and hassle-free. Whether it's filing return, reconciling data, managing e-invoices, or staying on top of the changing GST rules, GSTZen is designed to save your time, reduce errors, and keep you fully compliant. So as you can see on the screen, if I speak about the numbers, so we have more than 50,000 GSTZen customer base, wherein we are downloading like thousands and lakhs of reports in a month, generating 35 million of e-invoices, and wherein also, like currently, of course, we have these features. So using that e-way bill feature, we are generating like 1.6 millions of e-way bills. Moving to the next, that GSTZen power businesses nationwide, making GST compliance simple and stress-free. So you can see on the screens that these are the big entities and few customers which are aligned with us from a very long period of time. So that's it from my side. We are happy to serve you as well. Thank you. Over to you, Jagdish sir.
Yeah. First, most of the questions I have given the answer in the Q&A field. So still, if you have any question, you can mail us. So I'm sharing my mail ID here. So you can reach to support at gstgen.in, or else you can mail to wayne@vnv.ca also. So if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions now. And there are some questions. Yeah. So there is one question that export material from Mumbai to USA by Navasheva port. Material reached 3 days before at Navasheva port by transport. Then how to update BL number? Sir, here BL number means bill of lading, sir. Okay.
Sir, 1 second, sir.
Yeah.
Satyanath M and Srihari Rao had raised their hands for a doubt.
Okay.
Sir, you can unmute and just ask the question.
Okay, then.
I think they are not able to mute and talk. Yes, sir. Srihari Rao is here. Sir, you can go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir. I'm giving my personal mail ID also. You can ask your post your questions. Yeah, this is my mail ID, jagdish@vnv.ca. If you have any questions, you can reach me by way of.
Very good. Very good. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I think he's not able to. I think we can
Maybe
wrap
some
up, sir.
technical problem is there at his end. I think so. So we can wrap it up, na, sir. Still anything is there?
No, sir, we can end it, sir.
Yes. Okay. Okay then. Thank you all.